Hello everybody, I'm Silas Prime 7 and welcome back to a new episode of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And we're here to talk to Impa. At last, I've been expecting you, Silas. You are doubtless overwhelmed, so I will explain things as simply as I can. Alright. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as the Sealed Temple sometime in the future. Okay. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here the goddess Hylia has only just sealed away demise. Whose demise? And little time has passed since the goddess sent the outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. Huh. Alright. It is true to its name. You have passed through the gate of time to an era in the distant past. Yep, I went through the gears of time. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. What? Now you have... It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend waits for you. Zelda! Finally! Finally reuniting. Open the doors and everything falls apart. Oh, apparently not. Zelda! Finally! I've gone through so many dungeons coming to look for you. You've come so far, Silas. I'm glad you made it. What? I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home, to the distant past. Well, if you think about it, not that far from home. I mean, yeah, you're in the past, but it's right up there. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the Demon King, known as Demise, have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft. Incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. Well, when you hear stories about war, it tends to be real. Well, sometimes. Some people lie about that shit. I think it's time you learned the whole story. Let me try to explain. Yawn. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force, not realizing he needed 2 more forces in order to take the Triforce. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky, on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it came to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess Hylia succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. So, she gave the sword that would seal him to a young man, and had him go on a quest just to seal this beast. That's why you're here. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. I mean, you could bomb him to slow him down, but it wouldn't stop him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. Wow, going kinda fatal there. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised 2 separate plans and set them both into motion at the same time. It gets kind of confusing, because when you have when you're trying to work two plans, they tend to butt heads against each other. And really, it was kind of only one plan in the end. First, she created Fi. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal. Yeah, that's not really sounding like two plans. It's sounding like two parts of the same plan. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For while the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods, all of its power can never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. Can you guess who has her spirit? I'll give you a hint. It's Groose. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Silas? You are the chosen hero, and I, Zelda, am nobody. I am the goddess reborn as a mortal. Well, that's nice and all. And I kind of have the power for the Triforce. The day of the ceremony, Girahim's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. She really kicked their asses. I wish I knew who she was. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me to remember who I was, and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. I mean, it's really scary. It's big, has a lot of teeth, has these clawed legs. If he ever gets arms, it'd just be scary. But even in his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. That's why we have to kill him, every time. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him, at any cost. It would be bad if he already tried to break the seal twice. I mean, that would just make things all that much harder. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best as I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. He's kind of broken the seal twice. I must maintain the seal that Hylia, rather that I created so long ago, and keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now that this is my purpose. Hey now, shit's gonna go bad. Silas, the goddess created Fi and the great blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Silas. I mean, I don't know really how I know that. I wasn't really there. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. You've also gained this strange dead fish gaze. I mean, really, it's kind of creeping me out. Could you change your expression just a bit? I mean, a smile, maybe anything? And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you've found true courage. Now that these qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power of the old gods that's left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. You already have the power in your hand. You just need to actually use it. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May it give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. Jeez. Just going dramatic. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend, and that within you dwells sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Silas. Draw your sword. Alright then. And now it's time to cut a bitch. Damn. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the master sword has at last achieved its ultimate form. And only Silas may wield it. Nice. Nice. Time to cut down everything in my way. Silas, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. Lady, I went through multiple dungeons trying to get to you. My spirit cannot be broken. It is straight up indestructible. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow, I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land, so that they may one day use an unusable power that would shatter their very soul if they ever tried. Which brings us back to you. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Silas. No shit. I went on this massive quest. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself so that you could wield that supreme power. And so Hylia, and so I. It's getting kind of confusing having memories of two lives. I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger, without even a moment's doubt. You would straight up kill yourself if you needed to. You are such a sap. I used you. Wow. So she admits it. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all of this, Silas. But you have to understand, this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. Okay, but... all that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. So I told Girahim exactly where I would be, so that he would kidnap me and you would have to save me again. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. So I'll just come see you later. Silas, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Honestly, I just thought I'd go make out with you behind the goddess statue once you were safe and all that. Once you were actually a knight. You know, we'd play around a bit, but that's not gonna happen now. I mean, I'm a goddess, you're just a person. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. Oh shit! Oh shit! Link, try! While it's true that I am highly reborn, I'm still my father's daughter, and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. This is kind of... When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a favor, sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. I mean, every time. I'd sometimes send a bird, I'd sometimes just shoot an arrow through your window and hope it didn't hit you, because that would be a bit hard. But this time, when all of this is over, will you come to wake me up? Of course! Of course we'd come to get you. I mean, goddess damn! We went through 3 fucking temples to find you, and 3 more just to get to you in the past. I mean, holy crap. We've gone through all of this shit trying to get to you, and now you're sealing yourself away. In what looks like a block of amber. Alright, Impa. Come on. I need your help. Tell me what to do. You've helped me protect Zelda so far. Help me again. Alright. Impa, tell me. I see you've said goodbye. Now you must keep the promise you made to her. You must find the Triforce. Return to your time. There is work to be done there. Do not fear for Zelda. I will watch over her here. Go now and fulfill your destiny. So all this time, I went through this giant gear portal just to come here, talk to Zelda, and then leave again. Really? Okay, fine. Let me go back to the future. Am I gonna fight another version of the imprisoned? So you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in a deep sleep, without end. But do not despair, for she is still alive and well. Really? True to legend, The Triforce is the one thing with the power to vanquish demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know of where it rests. All other clues to its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. So I just need to go to Skyloft. Silas, you have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. I mean, you seem kind of thick, too. The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go now, Silas. Find the Triforce.
Whoa there, hold up!
Silas, there's something I gotta tell you.
Something special, something important.
So Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her?
Actually, she's still kind of around. I mean, that's terrible. It's gotta be hard for the poor girl. But you're going to do something about this mess, right?
Silas, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny, protecting this temple, protecting Zelda. Aw, don't look so bummed out. Do I look sad? Nah, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know how to explain it. I got this feeling in my belly that there's work to do here. I mean, it's real deep in my stomach. Someone's gotta watch that big ugly monster, and someone's gotta make sure Granny's doing alright. It ain't as action-packed as what you're doing, but maybe this is my destiny. Know what I mean? Watching over this old lady, making sure she doesn't keel over. Hey, maybe somebody could make a job out of this. Besides, it's not so bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess. But don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? Why are you looking at me like that? That's not weird to say. Shut up. I just like some things, okay? Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into one beast of a tree in soil like this. It'd brighten this place up a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. And just imagine how much easier it'll be if I just go back through that portal that you opened. That anybody can go back through. That can't be closed. Yep. Just imagine. So yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, do me a favor and let people know I'm doing okay down here. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional since they look up to me, but you tell them I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Silas. Hey. Groose, you're kind of a good guy here, ain't ya? Oh, nothing for me here. Let's go through this door out the back. And into the sky. And hope nothing is around for me to have to kill. Oh, something's around for me to kill. Ha! Killed him. There we go. These bokoblins are practically nothing to me. Nothing. To the sky, yes. Gotta go back to Skyloft. Talk to the old headmaster. Who looks like a bird. And there's no faster way for me to get through here. Alright. And touchdown.
over here. All right. Jesus. I'm almost out of time for this episode already. And it was just talking. Ooh. But hey. I have my legendary sword, I have the legendary shield. And now I just gotta talk to this guy.
Hey.
Ah, hello Silas. Have you heard anything more about my daughter? Yeah, she's sealed in amber down on the surface. I mean, holy shit. You would not believe the shit that I've gone through. I went through 3 different temples looking for her. I went through 3 other temples just to get back to her in the past. And now she tells me she's the goddess reincarnated, and she seals herself in amber to seal away the Demon King. I mean, holy shit. What is it? If you know anything at all, I urge you to share it with me. You want to tell me, but you can't? I understand. I'm sure you have a good reason for keeping quiet. Oh, also there's this Demon King Girahim. I've had to fight him a few times, and it's just not been nice. Silas, I've been doing some thinking since we last spoke. You have had this destiny thrust upon you without warning. Or choice, for that matter. I mean, you never really had a choice. You were kind of forced into it. The spirit of the blade kind of appeared to you, and I kind of just forced you into this. But hey, you were gonna do it anyways. But I wish to help you as best as I can. I'm getting older, and I lack the vigor of youth, but even old men have ways of being useful too. I mean, it's not like I've stopped being able to get it up. I can still do that. I'm just feeling kind of old. I wish to share as much of my knowledge with you as I can. Sit down and get ready for a long story. If you have any question at all about Skyloft or its history, I will be glad to tell you all that I know. Well, actually, I got something I need to know. What do I know of the Triforce? Silas, where did you hear that word? I know I told you I'd tell you anything, but I'm not gonna tell you that. It's true that the ancient texts make several mentions of the Triforce within their pages, but they never say where it actually is. Yeah, isn't illuminated in any of those tomes. Its whereabouts are lost to history. Sorry, Silas. It shames me to say it, but my knowledge is of little use on this subject. Wow. So you offered to help me, and you were just useless. Great. Perfect.
Hey.
Just beautiful. Silas, just a moment. Though there is one whose vast knowledge may be of use, surely you're familiar with Levius, the great sky spirit who has guarded our realm for ages. Nope, never heard of him. Levius has served as the protector for our skies for a long time, and his knowledge of our world is encyclopedic, to put it mildly. I mean, he'll talk your ear off, kinda like I am right now. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond nowhere were to know about the Triforce, it would be him. Where is he? Yes, I feared that might be your next question. About that, I don't really know where he is. I imagine in your travels, you've taken notice of the tremendous thunderhead that suddenly appeared in our skies. I mean, it's right over there, and I've seen you fly right through it. Recently, I've heard rumors suggesting that Levius is trapped inside that massive cloud. I asked Instructor Olin to look into this troubling cloud in order to determine if there is any truth to these rumors. I had meant to inquire about his findings earlier, but completely forgot about it after Zelda went missing. Instructor Olin can fill me in on the details later, so why don't you go speak with him yourself and see what his investigation has revealed? Alright then, I'll just go speak with him, but that'll be it for today's episode, so thank you all for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. So take it easy.